What's up? It is Kyle Whissel, and I decided to do something a little bit fun this holiday season, and I want to do the 12 days of Christmas. But what I want to do is each of the 12 days, I want to give you one of my top 12 tips to cranking out videos in 2022. All right, it's tip number 12. This is the last one, and this is one of the most important tips of all, and that is the importance of having a message to market match. We actually have something we refer to as the Great Ass Script. It's a kind of a script or a framework to follow when it comes to creating videos. And the most important part of it is the ass end. And ass stands for audience, situation, and solution. So every time we're creating a video, and really any marketing piece, anytime you create something, you always want to have a specific audience in mind. We don't want to try to shoot a video that's for everybody. We want to shoot a video that's for somebody specific, like you, like these videos are made for you to listen to, or for you to watch. So have an audience in mind that's very specific, right? So my audience right now is you, the realtor who's watching this video. Then the S is the situation. Well, the situation is you want to create more videos, but you don't know where to start. That's the situation that I'm trying to address in this video series. And then the second S of ass is the solution. Well, I'm giving you the solution. I just gave you 12 tips to help you go and crush it with video in 2022. So the audience is you, the realtor. The situation is you want to shoot video in 2022. And the solution are the 12 tips I just gave you. I'm using a message to match the market, which is you. Well, I'm not sending these videos out to my clients, teaching them how to shoot these videos. I'm sending them to you because I want you to see this video so that you will go and shoot some videos in 2022. So when you are creating content, always have an understanding who's the audience, what's the situation, and what's the solution you're going to provide, and talk to that person. Not to all y'all, not to everybody, just talk to that person. Help them get through that situation by the solution that you're going to provide. And when you have a message to market match, you will watch the results and the engagement of your video shoot through the roof. Tip number 11. This is one of the ones I hear most common of what's holding people back from creating video content. And it's, I don't know what to talk about. Bullshit, you know exactly what to talk about. All those questions your clients ask you over and over and over and over again, that's what you need to talk about. Something I learned early in my career is if you've been asked something 2 times in your career, you're gonna get asked it 200 times in your career. So you might as well shoot a video answering that question, because guess what? People are going onto YouTube and typing that question in. And if you're the one who has the video that answers that question, you have an opportunity to land that client. So every time you have a client ask you a question, just have a notepad, you write it in, put it into your notes on your phone. But that's how you're gonna come up with your video topics, is just listen to what your clients are asking and then create video content around that. Another thing that's real important, we call it escrow here in California. You might call it something different in your state or country where you live, but we have what's called an escrow process. Once an offer is accepted, the time period from the offer being accepted to closing, that period is called escrow. Well, we broke that down into 10 steps, and we recorded a video for each of those 10 steps. So now as the client hits step 1, there's a video that explains what to expect at step 1, so I don't have to explain it over and over again. I don't have to type up some long ass email that they're probably never gonna read. Now I have a video, boom, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5. If you want a copy of the 10 steps here, I'll make it simple. Buying.kylewhissel.com and selling.kylewhissel.com. Buying.kylewhissel.com and selling.kylewhissel.com. Feel free, pop on there, check those out. Do the same thing in your market, just in your voice, and make it, specific to your market and how things are handled there. But shoot videos answering the questions that your clients have for you. Number 1 way to come up with topics for your next video. Tip number 10. And this is gonna be just some simple audio tips when it comes to shooting your videos. So first and foremost, just if there's an opportunity to decrease the amount of background sound in a video, do it. If you're gonna be standing outside and maybe you're at a corner and this is a busy street and this one's not a busy street, just stand on the one that's not a busy street. Stay away from the busy street. Obviously, very, very simple to do. If you're indoors and there's background music, just shut the music off for a minute or two so that you don't have that background sound. in there. So if you can eliminate that. If you are shooting like I am right now on a cell phone, I'm about 2 feet away from my phone. And here's what you're gonna see. Even with me 2 feet away, if I turn my face and I start talking over here, you can't hear me very well. But if I turn back this way, you can actually hear me pretty well. And I'm 2 feet away from the camera. So when you're using a cell phone, the microphones are not the best microphones in the world. You gotta make sure that your voice is projecting directly at the phone, because my voice is great right now, and you probably can't hear my voice a whole lot right now. So make sure that you're talking at the microphone and that you're within really 3 feet, 4 feet tops with a cell phone. You can't be 6, 7 feet away. Nobody's gonna hear. You're gonna have to scream and yell. And the thing I see people do too is when they're doing interviews with somebody else, now they got the camera 10 feet away and then they're turning their face sideways to talk to somebody and the audio is like shit. So when you are using a cell phone, it's really important that you're talking directly at the phone where the microphone is so it can pick your audio up. If you want to upgrade anything when it comes to shooting videos from a cell phone, you can get a microphone kit for it. You can shoot me a DM, I can connect you, but we've used different mics for ones that directly plug in and just have a cord, very simple, easy, and inexpensive. And then we found some options as well out there where you can plug in and you can actually have 1 or even 2 wireless microphones that'll connect to your cell phone. So feel free to shoot me a DM, I can get you all the details on those. And I'm not telling them to you right now because I don't remember the name. I'm keeping it real, right? I'm trying to tell you guys, keep it real. I'm keeping it real. I thought I remember the name and I forgot the damn name. So you'll just shoot me a DM and I'll get you the name of the microphones that we use that'll work with your iPhone. Tip number 9. Now I want to give you a few simple lighting tips just to enhance the quality of the videos that you are shooting. So this is very, very simple. If you are shooting outdoors, I want you to have the sun in your face, not behind you, but I want you to have it in front of you. And I know you're probably like, well, that's gonna make me squint and I can't really see and blah, blah. Okay. Well, what do you want the alternative? You want the sun behind you so they can't see your face at all? Maybe you do. Maybe you don't like your face and you wanna hide it, but that's probably not gonna get the most engagement. So if you're outside and there's a sun, I want you to face the sun because now the sun will illuminate your face and it'll light you up and it'll make you look beautiful. So if you're outdoors, face the sun, have it in front of you, don't have it behind you. If you are indoors, you want to be facing a window. So if you can face a window, I got a window in front of me, I actually got one behind me, I got windows everywhere, but you want to be facing out the window because that's typically where the natural light's going to be coming from. So you want to face the window. You don't want the window behind you with a whole bunch of light flooding in. You want to have the window in front of you so that it's lighting up your face. It's a very, very simple thing. This is not a complicated tip. Just look into the light. Just look at it. Look and it'll light you up and you'll look real pretty and people can see your face and your smile and your eyes and all the things. So next time you're shooting that video, you're trying to decide where should I stand or where should I face? Just face the light. It's that easy. Tip number 8 is I really want you to make a conscious effort of responding to every single comment that gets posted on one of your videos. If you're gonna take all the time, energy, and effort to come up with a really cool video topic and to shoot the video and to upload the video to a platform so that you can get engagement, and then you finally get somebody to engage with your video and they post a comment on it, and then you don't acknowledge the comment and respond to it, what the hell did you go through all of that work for? Like, the whole goal is to get engagement in the video. You finally got engagement. How you actually engage with that person. Even if somebody says, great video, Kyle, I'm gonna respond back with a thank you. I wanna make sure they know that I saw that they commented, not just hitting the little thumbs up or the heart or whatever, emoji, but actually responding to that person. I wanna make sure they know that I see that they commented on that video because I put a lot of work in to get to that one comment. I wanna acknowledge that comment when it happens. So after you create your content, I want you to go back through on a consistent basis and respond to all the comments that come through. If people have questions, answer the questions that people have. You've got to engage with people. Otherwise, there's no point in doing this whole thing. So moving forward, make that conscious effort. Respond to every single comment that gets posted on one of your videos. Tip number 7, sharing not only your successes, but also your struggles. This is one that's actually a little bit newer for me. One of the things I found myself internally, I took a look back over the last year, looking at all the videos I created and even just looking at all of my social posts in general. And I found that If you just look through it, you think like life is perfect and everything is great and nothing ever goes wrong and we're on top of the world. Well, if we think about the last tip, right, imperfection is perfection, well, it's okay to show that you have an imperfect life as well, that you actually struggle in life as well, because people will actually respect you more for sharing those things than trying to hide them and pretend like they don't happen. I just literally this week, I was down on a retreat in Mexico for 2 days, and I came back and I was on super limited sleep the next day. And I looked down at my phone and I was like, oh crap, I gotta run, I gotta go to this appointment. And I show up at this house and at the appointment for 11:30, and I'm like looking, 11:30, client's not there, 11:35, 11:40, message client like, hey man, just want to check in, see where you're at. And the client was like, what are you talking about? It's like, we're supposed to meet at 11:30. He's like, yeah, 11:30 tomorrow. It's like, oh shit. I was just so out of it. I showed up, literally like cut my day off in the middle of the day to go drive to this house. And I was a freaking day early for the appointment. Like, share that. Share that you're real, that you make mistakes, that you screw up. Like, people will respect you a lot more for sharing not only the successes, but sharing those struggles as well, and showing that you're human, because people want to connect with people that are like them. We all have struggles in life, so keep it real. You'll be amazed what happens. Tip number 6, imperfection is perfection when it comes to creating video content. One of the worst things you can do is shoot the same video 100 times, shoot it over and over and over, because the one that you just shot wasn't perfect. Whether there was a sound in the background, or your kid jumped in your lap, you sneezed, you coughed, the doorbell rang, whatever the case may be, that's the best video, because you know what? It shows you're freaking human, because that happens to all of us. And that's okay. Your videos don't have to be perfect. In fact, when they are perfect, it's almost a little bit weird. You'll actually find that people will respect you far more for being real, for being authentic and being who you really are, as opposed to trying to be this perfect robot. Because when it comes time for somebody to actually do a transaction with you, they want to work with a human, not a robot, right? People have tried to do the robot real estate. It hasn't worked, because this is a human sport. This requires human interaction. That's what people are looking for. So be human, be real. Imperfection is perfection when it comes to your videos. So that means some of you who constantly want to have your makeup all done, and you got to have your outfit on point, you got to have a good hair day, and everything's got to be perfect. Like, you're actually better off looking worse. Like, wake up in the morning and be freaking real and show who you really are. Show what you look like in the morning without all the makeup, without the hair done, without the fancy clothes, without the jewelry. Like, just like, this is what I look like when I wake up. Because guess what? The person watching the video is probably looking the same damn way, because they just woke up too when they're watching the video. You'll actually get more engagement when you keep it real than trying to be prim and proper and be $1 million listing on every single episode. So imperfection is perfection. Tip number 5, consistency. One of the keys to all social media platforms and YouTube is they want to see that you're consistently uploading content to them. They don't want you to just upload content whenever you feel like it. Maybe you're feeling real good for a week. You're having a lot of good hair days and everything is great. And so you upload 5 videos that week. That's great. But then you don't upload another video for 5 weeks after that. That's gonna hurt you. These platforms like to see that you are consistently uploading content onto them. So I don't care what that consistency is, but just be consistent with it. So if you're committing to, like, one of the things we're doing right now is releasing 2 YouTube videos a week. We're gonna release 2 videos every single week, no matter what. That's what we're committed to. Maybe you're gonna commit to 4 a week. Maybe you're gonna go double what we do. Cool. Maybe you are only gonna do 1 a week and you're gonna go half. That's cool too. But whatever you do, do it consistently. And the best thing you can do is build a content calendar out for yourself, because if you don't actually put it into your calendar, it's probably not gonna happen, right? There's a saying, if it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. So are you actually gonna shoot these videos if you don't put time blocks into your calendar? Maybe, maybe not. But I know if you do have them in your calendar, the videos are gonna happen. So build yourself out a content calendar. So if you're trying to do what we're doing with 2 YouTube videos a week that are roughly 30 minutes long, well, guess what? I have 2 1-hour blocks in my calendar every single month to make sure, every week to make sure that I get those 2 videos per week out consistently. It's the most important thing. The platforms will reward you for that consistency. So build that content calendar out, make a commitment for 2022 and stick to it. Tip number 4, you do not need fancy camera equipment to create video content. I am shooting this video right now on a cell phone that is actually wedged in between a laptop. I'm just gonna show you, okay? Look, let's just be real here. Look, I got my notes and I got a laptop and I'm wedging the camera on this phone in the laptop screen. You don't need anything fancy. You don't need $10,000 worth of camera equipment. You don't need, right? You sometimes might get background noises. That's okay. But you don't need anything super fancy to create content. People don't care. Nobody's gonna watch your video because you use a $10,000 camera. They're gonna watch the video because you create killer content. So we get asked constantly, what camera to use, what lens, what microphone, what editing software, all this stuff. We just use an iPhone. Just use this. This is a phone. This is the only thing that you need to create content. You don't need anything fancy. Don't overthink it. Don't allow the fact that you don't have a videographer or that you don't have a fancy camera hold you back from creating content. Just get out there, grab your cell phone, put it in your hand, hit the magic record button and just go for it. Tip number 3, when you are shooting videos, you want to make sure when you shoot that video that you are talking to the person who is watching that video. And notice I said the person, not the people, I said the person. Because here's what I found is when somebody's watching video, they're typically watching video by themselves. They're holding their phone in their hand or they're sitting on their computer and they're watching that video. And it's their eyes locking in with your eyes. What do a lot of us do when we do a videos? Hey everybody, hey all San Diego, what's going on all y'all? Well, now I'm trying to talk to everybody. But what if instead of trying to talk to everybody, I just talk to you? I talk to you as one person. I make eye contact with you and I refer to you as you, not to everybody. It starts to make a connection because now when somebody's watching your video, they feel like you're talking to them because you are. That's the whole point of shooting the video. So when you're shooting those videos, I want you to be conscious of not trying to talk to everybody, not trying to talk to the whole city, the whole world, all y'all. For those of you in the South, I want you to just talk to one person. Treat it like you're having a one-to-one conversation, and that will take your videos and the engagement to a whole nother level. Tip number 2, the intro. So the introduction to your video is one of the most important parts of the video. One of the mistakes I know that we made a lot when we were first getting up and running and shooting video was we thought these intro things were like our logo magically appeared on the screen. We thought they were like the coolest thing in the world. Well, if your video starts out with this magical logo appearing on the screen and somebody's scrolling through their feed and that's all they see, why the hell are they gonna watch your video? They're probably not gonna watch your video, right? Or if you're uploading a video onto YouTube and the thumbnail is whatever just random image YouTube grabbed from your video and it's just your face why are they gonna stop and watch that video? What if your thumbnail actually introduce them to what's gonna happen when they click on it? The intro to your video is so damn important. So if you are uploading a recorded video, you gotta make sure the first thing is either something that's very visually appealing to them or you're saying exactly what they can expect to get by watching that video. It can't be this magic logo appearing. And if you are putting videos up onto YouTube, the thumbnail is vitally important. So things that we have found is that you want your face to be in that thumbnail. People like to identify with a human being. So get your face in that thumbnail and have it be big, have it be like a third of the actual thumbnail. So they could actually see your face, they could see your facial expression. It could be happy, it could be sad, it could be confused, but they wanna have emotion and you can elicit emotion with that thumbnail. And then you wanna have a proper title and a thumbnail that supports that title. So when you're putting things on YouTube, think about the title is obviously the title, but then the thumbnail is the subtitle. So the two should complement each other. And so if you can have your face with a good title and a good thumbnail, you're gonna get a lot more people to click on that video. Tip number 1, I want you to think about every video you create as an employee. Because here's what's great about videos is once you shoot that video and you upload that video to social media, when you upload that video to my favorite, YouTube, as soon as you upload it, that video now becomes an employee of your company. And then here's the beautiful part about that video is going to work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, for as long as that platform exists. And then here's the beautiful part. As somebody who has employees, your video is not gonna complain. Your video is not gonna ask for overtime. Your video is not gonna sue you. It's a beautiful thing. And so think about this. You could create a video every day of the week. You just employed 7 more people. And now all these videos are going out into all these platforms and they're working for you every single day. And so I want that to sink in real quick so you truly understand the power of video, because a lot of the other things that we do in the real estate industry, right? Let's say we're calling expireds. Well, as soon as I'm done with my power hour calling expireds, like that work is done. There's not a compound effect to it. Where when we're shooting these videos, there's a compound effect. Every time you shoot a video, you're building and building and building, and you're adding one more video to that library, and that library is getting bigger and bigger. And the bigger that library is, the more engagement you're gonna get, and ultimately, the more transactions you're gonna do from it. I hope that helps you in your journey to crush it with video in 2022. If you really want to go deep, if this whets your appetite, but you want more, you want the main course, you want it all, I would love for you to join me, my videographer, Brian Kochi, my partner, Dan Beer, and my boy, John Cheplack at his house in Las Vegas, January 8th, January 9th. We're going super, super deep into video, teaching you everything that we have learned about creating video over the last 7 years, creating thousands of videos, millions of views, and tons of transactions that have come from that. So if you want to go deep, you want to be a part of this private mastermind, there's only room for 45 people. This is at John Cheplack's house in Las Vegas, Nevada, January 8th and 9th. Would love for you to join us there. But this is only if you are truly committed. If you're just trying to dip your toes in the water, don't waste your time. That's not what this event is for. This is for those that want to dive in head first. I'd love to see you there. Shoot me a DM. I'll get you all the details.